Are we this morning? I am, it's a sunny day here in north central Minnesota. I am Brenda Hillard and I am Create with Brenda. And I can be found at createwithbrenda.com on most social media platforms, and then of course my blog at createwithbrenda.com. So today it's that time of the month where we start making swap cards, the swaps that I participate in. And so I want to share with you my swap card for this month for my group at Create with Brenda. And our theme this month was flowers. So let's flip down and I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so here it is. It's a bit monochromatic in a way, but I thought it was really kind of fun, and it uses one of the dies from the Share a Milkshake in a little bit different way. So let's get started. All right, I have got, the paper I chose to use was Happy Forest Friends, and as many of you know, the retiring product list is going to be coming out next week, and in the past, almost always the designer series papers retire, so I have a feeling that this paper will be going away. It's very fun, and as you can see, it coordinates with many colors. So that's the Happy Forest Friends out of the annual catalog, and the order number is 158941. All right, be sure when placing an order that you add my host code, my monthly host code at checkout, and that is if your order is under $150. If your order is over $150, do not use the host code, but you will still receive my host code gift, okay? And as always, with any order, you will receive a handmade thank you from me. All right, here's our pieces. I have a piece of Saffron that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of the Happy Forest Friends, and that measures 3 3/4 by 5. Then I have cut 2 of the, let's see, those are the scalloped contour dies that look like this, and I've cut one, the third biggest, and then I've cut one from the second largest. Okay, so we have 2 of those, and those are just basic white. I took our Subtles Collection Designer Series paper pack, the 6x6, and I took the polka dot piece and I die cut that with the die from the Share a Milkshake. This die is actually supposed to be a waffle cone, but I thought it worked perfect for a flower cone or whatever you call them, but just like a flower wrap to put flowers in. So that came from the Share a Milkshake bundle. Wow, I obviously haven't had enough coffee today. Then the other things that I have is just a 1/2-inch strip of Saffron that I have stamped with the Just For You with Melon Mambo on Saffron cardstock, and that little sentiment comes from the Celebrating You, and that is too is in the annual catalog, and it's this stamp right here. This is a great set of 16 stamps, or 16 sentiments. And then on the inside, and I guess I didn't on that one for whatever reason, I don't know, but on the inside of the swap cards, I stamped the happy birthday on the larger scallop with Melon Mambo ink. So we'll do that on our card, and that's from the Go-To Greetings. This is a cool set if you don't have it. So it's 4 greetings, a birthday, thinking of you, just a note, and a thank you. And you get these big scripty fonts, and then you get a medium size, and then a small, with a little hello in there too. So this is a good set. Go-to greetings, and it really is go-to greetings. Now, the flowers on this come from the Sentimental Park bundle, and you've seen me use this bundle quite a bit in other videos. If you haven't, go out and check my other videos. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications of new ideas, new inspiration. And then this little piece out of mint macaron is cut using this little sprig from the designer tag dies. This has some great pieces in it with floral, a butterfly, the little twig, and then of course the beautiful tags. And then one more piece, and I don't have those dies right here, but this is from the brushed shapes. It's a cool set. There's hearts, circles, ovals, and then kind of this squiggle. And I'll show you in just a moment what I did with that. So let's get started on assembly. I'm going to fold my cardstock in half. I thought I had scored that, but I didn't. So let's give it a really good crease. I'm going to add my piece of designer series paper, 3 3/4 by 5, and look how cute that is on the back too. Isn't that sweet? This paper is fun. But I love that the other side is just plain, you know, just a pattern that we can use as a background. So I've got that put in. There we go. I'll zoom in a little bit. So I had some serious computer issues the past few days, so I'm glad those are rectified for now. Alright, this is that waffle cone that I die cut, and it puts the little grooves on there, and it also scores it, so it makes it easy for folding. I'm going to take your pick tool and a mini glue dot, and I just am going to put that right here on the flap so that when I fold it over, it holds it closed. Okay? Now you have to realize that I put a lot of these together, so I've got them kind of figured out like how I want them to go. But on the very bottom here, I'm just going to add some Stampin' Seal, and then I'm going to set that down inside of this cone, just like that. I love how this flower hangs over a little bit. It fills it up nicely. I thought it was the perfect fit for my flowers. And then I take the mint macaron sprig, and I'm just going to slip that down behind and add that in. And then this squiggle from the brushed shapes, I'm just going to take my paper snips and give that just a snip right there, and add some adhesive. Slip that down behind, and it's just going to add a little bit of visual interest to our bouquet. Same with this one. I'm just going to slide it down in there, just like that. Alright, so then, you know me and my dimensionals. I've got them right here, and I'm just going to add, like at the top edge, it's going to help hold some of my flowers, and then just a couple to keep my bouquet lifted. And let's add that onto our scallop, just like so. And then flip that over. We'll give this some dimensionals. You know, because we're monochromatic, in order to give it some depth, I really think the dimensionals are very important on this particular card. Then I'm going to set that right in here. Good. See how that just whoop, brightened it right up. I need to grab my ribbon. And I thought it was a little ironic, but I ended up using Pale Papaya, the open weave ribbon. And wait till you see when I put it on. It's just like the perfect blend between the Melon Mambo and the So Saffron. I'm kind of to the end of my roll, and it's being a little bit slippery, but if you haven't tied bows with this open weave ribbon, oh my gosh, it makes really pretty, like crisp bows. And I am all about bowls, just like I am about dimensionals. Give those a little snip, a little trim. And again, I'll take a glue dot and just add that right up here. And then on our strip, I stamped the Just For You in Melon Mambo. So I'm going to trim that off at an angle, and I'm going to trim this close to my sentiment. Add a little bit of Stamp and Seal. And then I'm just going to tuck that right up in there. So there's that. But wait, we're not done. We're not done. I held my paper pumpkin on the porch yesterday, so I still have these over on my table in my classroom. I guess you could call it a classroom. And I'm just going to add, these are the opaque adhesive backed gems. And I thought these pink little gems added just the right touch to my card. Alright, so we've got the front is done, but let's open up the inside, and we're going to put our scalloped contour rectangle. And I love these. They're not only scalloped, but they're stitched on the edge. I'm going to put that right in the center, and then I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus. And the reason I'm doing this is I feel like I spent so much time on the card that the last thing I want to have happen is that I don't get a good stamp on there, right? So how do you go about getting the perfect stamp? You use your Stamparatus, right? So I'm going to put my sentiment where I want it, pick it up with the plate. I'm going to set the stamp case underneath. That just helps hold that level. And then I can ink up my birthday sentiment and give it just a little rub. And there we have the perfect sentiment, and it's straight. I hope you loved today's project. Like I said, this was my swap card for my group at Create with Brenda. I do host a swap every month. If you would like to swap, please go out to createwithbrenda.com and leave me a comment that you would like to swap, and I will add you to the invite list. Alright, you guys, there it is. So until next time, bye for now.